Hello guys and welcome back to my Fate Grand Order Lostbelt 7 gameplay. So let us continue the story. We are here in section 16, I think. Let me check. Yes. Alright, it's written epilogue here. I don't know what's going on. Right, let's see. Okay. Everyone's at a loss for words. Listen, what happened to the city is heartbreaking, but we're still in the middle of a crucial operation. Bold as it sounds, the fact is we just don't have time to mourn the dead for now, right now. Isn't that right, Commander Gordov? Would you mind going over our current situation and outlining our next steps? Right, good point. We can't grieve our losses once the operation is over. The Salome's attack has left Chichen Itza in shambles. The king of dinosaurs is dead. The solar sojourn, which controls the position of the sun, has been taken to Mexico City. 60 deinos survived, though Salome were almost completely wiped out before the last survivors retreated. In regards to the Salome, we now know that there are neither humans from this Lostbelt nor soldiers from proper human history Izcalli trained. Yeah. They're apes native to Mictlan, a species of primate extremely similar to humans. Wait a minute. Did they mention, there's been so many things happening, I might have forgotten. Did they mention Izcalli's identity? How is he a human? Like maybe they mentioned this and I just forgot or something. Okay. So the war between the Ocelome and the deinos was not a proxy war between proper human history and this Lostbelt. Rather, it was a competition between two species trying to survive within the confines of Mictlan. Vicious though the Ocelome may be, they are not directly opposed to human history. Well, I suppose Izcalli is an exception there. He clearly has it out for us. Yeah. Wait, Still, I think Izcalli is probably okay, but never mind that murderous lout for now. Here's the real problem we face. We do have suffered many losses as a result of this battle. Venasca thought she would show off by heading out to defend Chichen Itza alone, then found herself completely outmatched in a fight against Izcalli. Luckily, Fujimaru rescued her and brought her to the ICU, where she's currently licking her wounds. Yeah. I think at this point I should remind you that I'm supplying all my own magical energy. If I'd had a master to help with that, things would have gone very differently. Right. If she says so. Granted, there's no one in Chaldia foolish enough to provide such a dangerous servant with magical energy. Right. I trust you all agree? Good. Moving on, the deinonites who went out to defend the border from the Salome are missing. Oh. However, 7th did give me a message for Fujimaru and Kirillite before he left. Don't worry about us, we'll turn things around in overtime. That is all. As for you, Olga Mari, who appeared during Fujimaru's battle with Izcalli, she has regained her memories and left Chichen Itza. We've been worried about this happening, and unfortunately it seems the time has come. She may have been helpful so far, but I doubt we'll be able to count on that going forward. Up till now, our enemies here have been Daybit and Izcalli. However, the foreign god remains the greatest threat to successfully carrying out our grand order. Is that clear? Okay, again, we're jumping into conclusions. I think we should just stop, calm down, and if she attacks us, then I guess it'll be too late. We'll just die. True, that is also true, I guess. If she really attacks us, it's over. But still. But she was still the same Olga Mari we knew. I know her memories have returned, but if we can just talk to her, get it through your head, regardless of how closely she resembles the Olga Mari you knew, it does not matter. Hell, she might even be Olga Mari Animosphere, but that doesn't change the fact that she is the foreign god. Did you fail to notice that our spirit origin is on the scale of a star? Monster doesn't even begin to cover it. You understand that in a single second, the sun puts out more energy than the entirety of humanity has used in all of history, right? We can't risk her blowing up on us. She's too dangerous. Damn it, can you two worry about yourselves for a change? That goes for you too, Karok. I want you to keep a close eye on Fujimaru and Kyrielite. God is right. At this point, we have to treat Yu Olgamari as an enemy. Unfortunately, she's not the only dangerous entity we need to worry about right now. Kukulcan is the representative of the extraterrestrial that made this Lostbelt, the archetype of Mictlan. Remember when Izcalli said she'd eventually turn on us? I think he's right. So far, we haven't demonstrated any hostility towards Mictlan or its people, nor made any attempt to attack, but that won't remain true. We need to cut down the tree of emptiness. At the same time, the Cryptus is trying to destroy Earth by waking up Ord. As far as Mictlan is concerned, that makes us both enemies. So from Kukulcan's perspective, anything not originally from Mictlan is an enemy. That is almost certainly part of why she attacked the storm border on the surface. Yeah. She did ally with us for the time, thanks to Fujimaru having reached an understanding with the deinos. But now that there is no more need to keep the deinos safe, she will almost certainly try to eliminate us on behalf of Mictlan's collective will. Yeah, if I were to side on the side of Mictlan, I'd want to kill Daybit and Izcalli first, then us. Yeah, that is true. Still, I wonder, is Kukulcan really an agent of the Malla? Interesting. Is Da Vinci thinking she's not? Okay. Some of what she's done lines up with the intentions, but it seems like to me she's also gone her own way at times. Yeah? I see, then we had better start thinking of Kukulcan as an enemy from here on as well. Okay, I think we should all calm down. If you think every single person is our enemy, I think that'll be kind of troublesome here because we literally have no backup here. Like the servants that could have helped us, they are stuck in the different layers of the underworld. They cannot leave that place. The only person we have with us is Nitocris. And who else? Nemo is not capable of fighting properly. He's still not. We have Marsh, probably. Konaska is injured. Like, who are we going to? Okay. It's not all bad though. If we play our cards right, we can pit our enemies against each other and swoop in to claim the spoils in the aftermath. Yeah, it seems all perfect in theory. Practically, I don't think any of it's going to work. At any rate, that's the long and short of our current situation. Now that we understand the situation, it's time to plan our next steps. Fujimaru, Mash and Kado, I want you to get some rest over the next 2 hours. Go outside and get some fresh air, take a nap, whatever you feel like. We will meet back here in 2 hours time. Do not be late. I should have known it would still be dark out. Oh yeah, true. There's the sun, yeah. It would have been evening in Chichen Itza about now. Guess you two aren't the only ones who wanted to go outside. You two gonna do anything in particular? I want to check in on the deinos. Oh, hey, are you done with your talk? Wakchan, you're okay. Oh, I don't suppose you know where the Deinonychus brothers and Tepeu are, do you? Deinonychus. I haven't seen the Deinonychus bros, but Tepeu said he was going back to his house for a while. Oh, so he went back to... okay. The other Deinos are all gathered in the Jokta shrine. Maybe you'll find the Deinonychus brothers there. Yeah, thanks Wakchan. You idiot, don't you realize there's gotta be morning? Hey, wait up, damn it. Outsiders like us shouldn't... I don't think, like... Crap, there they go. Well, guess I'll have to go take my lumps with them. Like, here's the thing. I don't think they're mourning. Because the Deinos, they don't have that thing. If you remember, they just accept death as something like natural, like they don't have any regrets, and if any of them dies, it'll be just like, oh, they died, okay, that kind of thing. Hold up, bro, you're coming with me. There's something I want to ask you. Hey, yo, it seems like some kind of He's going to extort money from us or something. Where'd Olga go? In fact, what exactly is she to you guys anyway? I asked Tepeu, but he wouldn't give me any details. Is it something I'm not supposed to know? Alright, I'll tell you. Consider it thanks for protecting the border while we were being held captive in Mexico City. This will be a good chance to reevaluate things, Bakchan. See, that woman you've fallen for is actually... Right. Are they really mourning? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see the Dinonich's brothers anywhere. All of the Chichen Itza's remaining dinos are gathered here and looks like they're discussing something. Oh, hello Fujimaru. Hello Mash. Have you come to tell us more stories of proper human history? There you go. Like I said, the whole concept doesn't even exist to them. This is wonderful. Now please, come to the center. I do hope you'll finally tell us about Latin America this time. Ooh. I'm sorry, I don't think I can do a good job of it right now. I see, well that's understandable. Conveying events with words alone is difficult. Even a small mistake in expression or description can prevent the listener from getting the full picture. May I ask what you're going to do now? You know that your sun's going to explode soon, right? And if that wasn't enough, your friends and families have been killed and your cities have been destroyed. You may not be responsible for the sun, but the rest is all because of the knowledge from Daybit. No, from proper human history. You have every right to blame us for this tragedy, and yet... Hey, what do you think you're doing making Marsh cry, Chidam? Knock it off! What did you show her? That crazy math formula you were talking about earlier or something? No, it was nothing like that. Gosh, now what do we do? You didn't mean to make either of you sad, but I guess we did. Your brainwaves tell me you're both feeling guilty. I remember you were worried about this kind of thing before when you asked if we hated proper human history. Just you asking us that made us so glad. It proved you've always accepted Lostbelts for what they are, even as you fought against them. It also proved you never forgot them. Yeah, for sure, but it was also kind of painful to hear. I mean, you two are still holding on to those harrowing memories even after going through this cycle 6 times now, right? It's too bad you can't forget the old ones each time, but I guess that's also why proper human history's got so many stories. Wait, what? What is she talking? Do they forget or something? What's going on? Huh? We have stories because we don't forget? Oh yes, that's the biggest difference between proper human history and... Oh my god, what? What is going on? I feel like every single chapter we're getting to know something new, which we never knew before. These people, they lose their memories or something? Like what? Oh yes, that's the biggest difference between proper human history and us. We don't have any history or any stories. That's why we can accept extinction as a matter of course. Oh, okay, so he's just talking about the history as a general. The fact that we haven't recorded them. Yeah, okay, I see. I thought they were like, they had like a time limit or something for their memories. It's just never been something we thought of as painful. Talk about being happy-go-lucky, right? Heck, I can only say that now because we finally know how the Lostbelts work. Wait, does this mean... I know it may sound very rude to ask this to all of you, but could it be that Tepeu isn't uniquely understanding, but rather that all dinos are, well... You mean, do we share similar brain structure and levels of intelligence? Yes, I suppose we do. Okay. There have never been any dinos who are so exceptional as to be described as geniuses or brilliant. Okay. So no, Tepeu's mind doesn't work any differently from ours. He just sees things differently thanks to his unusual eyesight. Oh yeah, interesting. Because of the mystic eyes. Once we heard your stories, every Dinos understood that Mictlan is a Lostbelt, a place of cosmic fantasy. Even knowing that, we still love your stories, though admittedly they do make us feel lonesome as well. Not me, I had a great time hearing them. I still wish I could have gone swimming in Atlantis. All the more reason for us to keep going for another generation. That way there'll be a world for aquatic dinos. There's no way you could become a plesiosaur, Kukumo. You're way too impatient to wait for evolution. Anyway, it's about time now. What? And for what? Yeah. Are you all heading into the jungle? That's right, now that the Solar Sojourn and the King of Dinosaurs are gone, we have no more reason to stay in Chichen Itza. Oh. Good luck with proper human history, we wish you all the best. Please don't worry about us, we were always destined to die out here, damn. This is just... yeah. They're all gone. Yes. And not only were they only despondent about their fate, they were actually kind enough to worry about us. They don't hate anyone, they don't resent their circumstances, they just share whatever happiness they have with as many as they can. It's wonderful, but for some reason it makes me really sad too. Yeah, it's just... I don't know, like it's just, what can I say? I guess it's because we humans have a different way of looking at things. Like, we form communities, we form families and friends. So something completely different from that baffles us, you know. This is also, I guess this is also the principal reason of why different people from different culture, you know, get culture shock whenever they go to a different place and they get like find like a something different which is never part of their own culture. They're like, oh, what the hell, something like this, you know. That happens. That is similar to here, because we as humans, as humanity, you know, we form families, we form groups and everything, and you know, this is how we live and this is how we are accustomed to viewing everyone else. So whenever we find some humans who are different, we kind of, you know, like, yeah. So here the thing is, if this was some other human being, we probably would have, I don't know, probably wouldn't look in a good way at them. But we know these are deinos, their whole culture is completely different. They live like this is how they are. So it's just something that, as Marsh said, makes us really sad that this is how they live. But at the same time, I don't think it is anything to be sad about, because this is how they are. Like, you know, this is normal to them. Yeah, something like that. For them, this is happiness, I guess you could say. But yeah, we're just looking at this through our lens. That's why to us it seems sad. To them, this is just something normal, you know. But I guess Tepeu was different. As we get to know here, the reason why he's different is because of his mystic eyes. Because, you know, obviously he can see death, and that is why he's so different. I'm sure he must have had a lot of questions from a very, you know, when from the beginning. Like, he might have asked questions that no deinos even thinks about, and that's why people probably like kind of outcasted him and were like, oh, you're weird, you know, why do you ask questions like that, you're kind of weird, you know, stuff like that. And he got alienated. That's why. I know the feeling. Hmm. Oh my god, what the hell? Right. Hmm. We're back in business. Good, you're all right on time. Now, let's begin the briefing for our final mission in the South American Lostbelt. Nemo Professor, Sean, how are the storm borders repairs coming along? We have finished mending everything except the onboard facilities and the engine room. At the moment, we're getting ready to restart the Triton engines. Yes, sir, we're counting down the moments until we can begin repairing the armor plating's electromagnetic barrier that Kukulcan destroyed, and begin reapplying our anti-spirit and anti-curse membrane coatings. We should be back at combat readiness in about 10 hours. Once that's all done, we'll restart the engines, regenerate new Spiriton torpedoes, and charge the main cannons. We expect it'll be a total of 20 hours before the ship is ready for both flight and combat. I see, excellent work. To be honest, I was secretly beside myself when the border was nearly split in two, as I Didn't see how that could possibly come back from a damage like that. But you've actually succeeded in restoring the whole thing. Thank goodness for Mictlan's abandoned resources. I've got a report to make too. The density of the toxic gas in the 8th stratum is falling rapidly. 8th, okay. According to Trismegistus 2, the 8th and the 9th strata will have breathable atmospheres in about 10 hours. Okay. Which means the time of the underworld pilgrimage is finally upon us. Yeah, they will be going there to wake an orc. The only catch is, like Nemo said, we still can't move the border yet. If we try to fly without barriers, we'll be easy prey for Kukulcan if she decides to finish the job she started when she arrived. Unfortunately, Daybit is also almost certainly preparing for his own underworld pilgrimage as we speak. By the time we finish rebooting the border, he could well have reached the bottom stratum and revived Ord. Once again, we have no choice but to send our field team ahead. Master Fujimaru and his servant Mashki Daylight, Nito Chris Koyaska, and loath though I am to let you go, technical advisor, you have two options to choose from. Plan A, Operation Daybit Assault. Locate and neutralize Daybit's envoy on his way to the bottommost stratum. You should aim to get him somewhere between the 6th and the 8th strata. This should resolve the immediate threat without needing to go all the way down to the bottom stratum. The important thing is that Ord remains dead. Plan B, Operation Tree of Emptiness Valley. Okay. Reach the bottom stratum before Daybit, find the Tree of Emptiness and cut it down. No matter how powerful Ord is, it's still a part of the Lostbelt, so that getting rid of the latter should remove the former too. According to Trismegistus 2's calculation, each plan has a 50-50 chance of succeeding. Well, then that's fantastic. Now, just for the record, let me ask you this, Master Fujimaru. Do you feel one of these plans has a better shot than the other? Don't be shy, give us our honest opinion. I don't know, man. I feel like Operation Tree of Emptiness felling would be a better or an easier option. You know, because it seems like you just have to go there and cut it down, I guess. But I don't think it's going to be that easy. As for Daybit, I feel like that seems more like you don't know what to expect from him. That's the problem here. Is this like some kind of an option that we'll have to choose and it's going to branch or something? I don't think so. I doubt that. Like, here's the thing. I think Operation Tree of Emptiness felling would be the easier option. But I don't want to go and cut down a tree. That seems, I don't know, boring. I'd rather go and fight Daybit. So, you know what, let's choose Daybit, because why not? No, we should go with both A and B at the same time. You know what, that's also another choice, if it's 50-50. But I guess our own, oh, wait a minute, I think Karok is saying we do both. So, I was thinking he was saying like, split up, but I think splitting up would be a bad idea here. So we go and fight Daybit first, then we go and take out the Tree of Emptiness, or vice versa. Both of them. Does that mean there's no reason for us to stick to just one choice? We should split up into team. No! Oh my god, stop, don't! Into 18 to strike a Daybit and 18 for the undergarment. Are you crazy? Nah, why? We are already lacking personnel. And on top of that, we cannot break the team into two. Oh no, that seems like a bad idea. Come on. Even if the strike team fails to stop Daybit, they should at least slow him down. Yeah, but we don't know what to expect in the... I don't know. That will buy the pilgrimage team time to reach the bottom stratum, cut down the Tree of Emptiness and destroy the Lostbelt. Like, I can see that, but... like, why are we just guessing that, like, you know, like cutting down the tree will be just an easy job? Like, yeah, it seems comparatively easy, but who knows, there might be some kind of a threat over there waiting for us. I don't know, something that gives us the best chance of success. I'll of course be on the Daybit assault team. I'll need the Shadow Border Koyanska and the best driver you've got. My plan is to go after Daybit in the 3rd underworld. If the driver has a healthy number of top tier magical circuits, so much the better. Oh, I may not have been able to finish the Paris diamond. He always brings this up. How many times has he brought this up? Oh no. I may not have been able to finish the Paris-Dakar rally, but I still have good driving technique and off-road expertise. What, God off, you want to go and face Daybit? Is that what you want to do? And you're looking for a driver that surpasses me there and who possesses top-tier magical circuits? Where in the world are we going to find someone like that? Yeah. Yes, I see. Right, we have nothing to worry about there. So you guys are just focused on underworld pilgrimage. I haven't cleared the third underworld, so that rules me out of the group anyway. Fine, I was already planning to use the shadow border in the mission anyway. Alright, the advanced team will take the shadow border down to the 6th stratum, the third underworld boundary. From there, the pilgrimage team will get out and head to the bottom stratum to cut down the tree of emptiness. Oh boy, I don't know. I think breaking our team into two is always a bad idea in these type of situations. But who knows, let's see. The Daybit assault team will stay in the third underworld boundary, set up a dragnet and carry out the plan from the shadow border. I don't love the thought of pilgrimage team going on foot though. We'll need help from deinos who act as their transport. I know you said the deinos have left Chichen-Itza, but there may still be some there. I wonder what Kadok told Wakchan and how he reacted. I'll have the Marines take a look around and see if they can find a porter. On a related note, we should talk about Tepeu too. He's been a tremendous help so far, but the conflict between the Krypton and Kalde is a problem for proper human history alone. I don't cherish the idea of drawing him into our battle. What do you think, Fujimaru? I'll talk to him, yeah. Got it, then I'll leave it up to you. Tepeu likes to act mature, but he's also intensely curious. I'm sure he would help us if asked. In fact, I'm not sure he'd forgive us if he didn't. Agreed, shy though he might be, he does know how to hold a grudge. Go pull that shut-in out of his comfort zone. I see. It's nice to hear you have become such good friends with the deinos. I don't know how it happened, but by all good means go ahead and talk to him. In the meantime, we'll continue our preparations. This will likely be your last chance to take in Chichen-Itza. We don't have much time, so enjoy it while you can. Okay. Oh my god, what's happening in Mexico City? Sun hours, sun thing is Mictlan. What are those? It's alright, go ahead. I can report it to Izcalli alone. So the women and children who were living in the jungle. Oh, okay, that's them, okay. Have all come to the city. But they're not here to celebrate our victory. They've been praying for the husbands and sons who went off to battle to return to safety. They love their families just like humans. No, their love is purer than humans. Only a handful of soldiers came back. The ones who lost their partners must think I'm a terrible king. That Ocelotol's been training to join the Royal Guard for half a year. It looks like he resents me for telling him he was too young and leaving him behind. Familial love, familial bonds. The affection which develops naturally from the moment one is born, where there is no need for words. I have nothing like that. I was already fully formed the first time I opened my eyes. Okay, here we go. Here we might get to know where does he come from? He looks like a human. I'm pretty sure he is a human. My body was made here in Mictlan. It's modeled on the people of proper human history. My human mind was shaped to be the king of the Ocelami. Okay, so he was made. So okay. Just like, I guess, the Izcalli made a vessel for himself. Something like that, I guess, here. Okay. That is who I am. I have no family. There are no others like me. All I had was the impulses I wore on my sleeve, my disappointment in those who refused to obey me, the despair I induced in those assigned to me, and my lashing out against all around me. My God said to remember those impulses, that He said that He would make me a god only if my soul was clear and unclouded. Great Izcalli, despite being a god of proper human history, he discovered the Ocelome. Wait a minute. All I had was the impulse. Being a god of proper human history, discovered the Ocelome. In one night, he built Mexico City and created me out of earth to serve as their king. Right, so that's how. Okay. For 1 year, I would act as Izcalli. If I could prove myself worthy, I would become his incarnation. It was a wonderful year, a year full of doubt, free of doubt. I knew with absolute certainty that our fight to eradicate humankind, to deny proper human history, was a righteous one. And now we've decimated Chichen Itza and invited the sun into Mexico City. Mictlan now belongs to them. Not that it matters to me. From now on, they will be the prime species of this world, because I'm not an Ocellator myself. I've completed my trial of being Izcalli for 1 year. Now I can finally remove my mask and get rid of my childhood name. I've dreamed of this moment all my life, the moment I'll finally receive the power to strike back against everything. Right. And yet for some reason, my heart is clouded, like an obsidian mirror, too opaque to reflect anything. Behold, the sun has moved from the Maya to the Aztec. Now we have the minimum viable model of proper human history in place. Oh, the triumphant king returns. Welcome back, Izcalli. Did you kill the other me? I did. I riddled him with bullets. His limbs went flying, his head torn from his neck, and his flesh was shredded to gooey bits. I see, good job. Only Izcalli can kill Izcalli. You and the other me might have been both immortal, but a fellow Izcalli's weapon will easily do plenty of damage. I see, that's how, okay, he was able to. The conditions were equal, trust me. That other me had no complaints about dying in battle. What is this? Is there something you don't get? Ah, right, I never did tell you that the king of dinosaurs was also me, huh? Did you tell him anything? I don't think so. And I guess he also never asked, so, you know. But that's only because I trusted you. I knew you were the kind of guy who would step up when he had to. Gods are expected to be fair and impartial. You wanted destruction more than you wanted to win. If you decide you don't need proper human history, then you have to let go of the Lostbelt too. Fair, I guess. Understand? If you choose extinction, you can't leave one side standing. You need to get rid of everything to start it all over, fresh. Yes, great Izcalli, I'm honored to receive your divine proclamation. Alright, then let's head out. It's underworld pilgrimage time. Get ready to leave, Izcalli. I'm about to make your wish come true. Underworld pilgrimage. Does that mean we'll be going to Mictlan's bottom stratum? That's right. Chikon Nahui. Okay, wait. Chikona Hualian, the ninth stratum, the moon lake where we find a real altar city instead of this slapdash replica. Right. A place known as Aslan, the land of beginnings, is also where you were born. Ah. I was? Then I wasn't born from the earth of Mexico City? Right. That's right. That city is the only place I could have summoned you. Hey, I know. Want to bring along a few of the surviving Ocelome? You trained yourself. No, that's alright. This was a hard-fought victory. Yeah, and I don't think he was talking a few moments ago that I don't belong here. I'm not one of the Ocelome and all that. And he was talking about friends and families and how he doesn't have any. So I don't think he wants to take away, people from their families to bring with him over there. Even the Ocelome need time to relax and lose themselves in drink. Got that right. No matter how short-lived it is, you gotta savor joy while you can. Okay, time for the finishing touch. Daybit's waiting in the jungle. Let's go pay our respects to Oat's coffin. Right. Okay. I never thought I would see a war in a land as peaceful as Mictlan. It seems humankind cannot escape the consequences of accumulation, no matter what form it takes. They accumulate wealth, sin, forgiveness. Even our own foreign god must find this situation deplorable. I already knew about human wars from the video records I studied. Chichen Itza might be a ghost town now, but it was never a creation of Dino civilization anyway. Right. They've never accumulated anything, and they never will. Quite right, your eye is as sharp as ever, my lady. But that's not true for humankind of proper human history. Both the Cryptor and Kalia will try to reach the bottom stratum. The former will do so hoping to revive Ort, while the latter would do so to erase this Lostbelt and Ort with it. Yeah. So, what will you do, my lady? You need to ask, the whole reason I chose this Lostbelt as my temporary lodging was to acquire an even stronger spirit origin. Right, so she's going to Ort. Ort belongs to me, and I'm not about to hand it over to anything as powerless, anything as incompetent as humankind. She didn't say powerless. Wow. I've come to the conclusion that Earth's prime species is evil. I have no compunction about eliminating it. I'm going to go to the bottom stratum. You stay here and monitor Chaldea. Once I've fused with Ord, they'll try to escape on their ship. I've chased them down twice before. I don't want to bother with a third. Do you understand me? Of course, my lady. Rest assured, everything is already in place. The moment the Storm Border tries to escape Mictlan will be their last. Well, we will be meeting her there in the bottom stratum then, because we're also going there. Oh boy, this is a three-way battle. Right. Why is this called the epilogue? I don't get it still. Like, what? Like epilogue to the whole, like, you know. So there you have it. Will you come with us? Is this Wakchan? Oh, Tepeu, okay. Yes, of course. I'm relieved you came to talk to me. Thank you, Fujimaru. You're welcome, but why? All the other deinos have left Chichen Itza, right? Whether the sun exploding is what destroys Mictlan or it is a casualty of Ort's destruction of the whole world, the deinos will accept what happens without a fight. That response could be called rational or even noble. But knowing what you fought so far, I thought you might find that response cold and heartless. So I was steeling myself for the likelihood that you would live without a word. Yeah, like I was saying, a few moments ago I was saying this, that if this was some other human being acting like this, we probably would have been like, oh, this person is cruel or heartless or something like that. But we need to remember, like, the deinos here, this is their, I guess this is how they are. So you cannot expect them to think the same as us, like how we have one way of looking at everything and one way we practice, you know, like our culture and everything. We join together, we make families, we make like groups and everything, and you know, that's how our morality goes. They're not really like that. So for them, their way of living is correct, just like how for us our way of living is correct. So the fact that they can accept our way of living should mean that we should also accept their way of living. This is how they are, you know. In the end, the deinos are Mictlan's prime species. We are at heart very different creatures from yourselves, David. We still have our differences, but we can resolve them peacefully. I still have some preparations to make, so please go back to the border without me. I'll meet you at the castle gate. Even I've never been past the 7th stratum, so I'm looking forward to the adventure that lies ahead. Oh, and one more thing. I have something of a favor to ask you. Okay. Everyone really is gone now, aren't they? Yep, they sure are. At this point, the sun might never come back. Is this Kukulcan? Oh my god, I think it might be her. Then again, even if it did, it's just going to explode anyway, so maybe that's actually for the best. Yep. That being said, don't you think you should be more careful walking around alone at night? You're the master of Chaldea as far as Mictlan is concerned. As far as I'm concerned, you're just a rare and unusual interloper. But the novelty of that has worn off. So wouldn't it be funny if I just pruned you here and now? You're not very good at being the bad guy, are you? Yeah. Well, I didn't really think you were going to be so unfazed. Man, and I spent all that time practicing what I was gonna say before I flew down too. Is what Izcalli said about you true? Hmm? Oh, right. I guess he did say something about me not protecting the deinos, huh? Yep, he was dead on. The sun helps the world go, yes, but it also makes it burn. Think back. Did I do anything at all to protect the deinos even when we were traveling together? Yeah, that is true. Like Izcalli did say that we were guests. That's why, she was helping us as a way of, like a hospitality or whatever. I don't know. While they were, people that, of her land, and her being literally a force of nature, she shouldn't take anyone's side. That's right, I didn't. Even when Kamastos showed up or this war was taking place, I just kicked back in the sky and enjoyed the show. Did you really enjoy it? I did. You really are an insolent one, Say something like that again and I will very literally squash you. Anyway, the sun's going to explode soon, so who cares how many of them die now? The cycle of extinction has come to Mictlan, just like it did in proper human history. There's no point in getting angry or sad about it, or refusing to face reality. Even if the deinos and the Selome all die out, eventually humans like you will still be born, right? Life will never die out completely, no matter how bad the collapse. Proper human history has proven that. So I was thinking, why don't you just leave now that your ship's almost prepared? I mean, there's no point in you sticking around for Mictlan's collapse, is there? Not until we visit the bottom stratum. Yeah, we have the whole thing to deal with Ord and all. I see, then I guess there's nothing more to be done. I am the arbiter of Mictlan. That means I'm obligated to watch over the deinos and Selome's final moment. To do that, I need to keep this Lostbelt around, which means both the Cryptor trying to revive Ort and Kaldia on his mission to cut down the Tree of Emptiness are my enemies. Yeah, so she wants to... Yeah, okay. The next time we meet will be in Kalakmal. That is where you and I will go our separate ways. Okay. Oh. Okay, I can do a little bit more. And oh my god, directly. Golden Sea of Trees, 4th Underworld, Yayauki. Right, let's go. We've passed the Mestitlan Observatory in the 7th Stratum and will soon be entering the 8th. It took us 6 hours to reach the 3rd Underworld boundary in the 6th Stratum in the Shadow Border. We are going to have to walk the rest of the way, but the King of Dinosaurs gave me a job to do and I'm gonna say see it done. Yup, Wakchan is coming with us. It'll be way faster if I carry you though through the jungle and you three weigh practically nothing. You're giving us wonderfully steady ride, Wakchan. Even at this speed, you're not getting jostled at all. It's like your legs and your torso are completely separate things. When it comes to pure riding comfort, you even surpass the Sphinx. Wow. Thank you, Wakchan. You can thank me after we've made it to your destination. Even I'm scared of what's up ahead. It's very fortunate you were still in Chichen Itza, Wakchan. I was concerned that Kaldia would lack transportation for their operation, but that's no longer a problem. On a related note, how are you doing back there, Da Vinci? I'm sorry I cannot provide the same stability as Wakchan, but I can at least float and glide a little bit. Are you kidding? I'm having the time of my life. I didn't even know your feathered arms could also work as wings. Wow. They are mainly to stabilize my postures, but yes, they do. If I use the spell Professor taught me, I might be able to fly like Doomsit. No, please don't. Just no. Anyway, I know the seven of us, Fujimaru, Mash, Nitocris, Da Vinci, Wakchan, myself, and Habitrot in her base state, are making our way to the bottom stratum as quickly as we can go. But do you happen to have any questions about the 8th stratum, the final level of the underworld, before we arrive? Do you have any information about it, Tepeu? There are a few legends passed down orally among Chichen Itza's priests. The 4th level of the underworld is known as Yayakui, the Black Line. It is a range of underground mountains devoid of sunlight. Okay. It's said to be covered by a steep mountain range, but that those mountains are actually hollow. There's also another mountain range inside of them. Wait a minute. It's said to be covered by a steep mountain range, but that those mountains are actually hollow, and there's another mountain range inside of it. So there's a mountain range inside of a mountain range? Okay. What? It's essentially a cavern which consists an underground mountain. Oh, okay, that makes it way easier to imagine. Entirely devoid of sunlight. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's also the terrible bat Kamastos' nest, so I suppose that makes him the 4th underworld guardian. Oh boy. You're gonna fight the vampire bat? Oh man, if only Lady Kukulcan were here too. Wakchan, you know that Kukulcan would never fight Mictlan's own denizens. In fact, she's probably far more likely to attack Kaldi at this point, yeah. Be careful not to greet her casually if you should happen to see her. She'll probably chop the people on your back right in half, and you along with them. Right. Oh man, really? Then again, that does sound like her. Whenever Lady Kukulcan decides something's threatening Mictlan's peace, she wastes no time obliterating it, like unintelligent deinos. Oh well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I can dodge one or two of her attacks, but after that it'll be up to you guys to figure out what to do. Yeah. Are you okay with fighting Kukulcan, Wakchan? I guess. There's no law that says we cannot defy our god. Besides, people and gods are both living creatures. All that matters is whether or not you can get along and whether you or your goals align. Lady Kukulcan wants to protect Mictlan and you guys want to save your world. I figure both of you are right, so I'm gonna help the side I can. Oh, but you'll have to let me think about it if Lady Kukulcan asks me to join her side. Bruh. She wouldn't even do that though. The teachings of the sun's whole thing is letting us roam free rather than tying us down. Yeah, true, she will never do that because she wants the people here to figure out what they want to do. She's neutral in that sense, so she wouldn't ask for help, or let alone give any help. She will also not ask any help from anyone. I see, so Kukulcan's not a dominant father figure but a watchful mother figure. I suppose I always knew this Lostbelt's king would end up being our enemy. But it still sucks, knowing how naturally big-hearted she is. Big-hearted? Are you sure you don't mean big-muscled? We will certainly need to watch out for Kukulcan, but we should also be wary of you, Olgamari. There is a very good chance she and Rasputin are moving to acquire ore for their own ends as well. So our ultimate obstacles are Kukulcan, the foreign god. Yep, those right now, and our more pressing concerns are whether Karok's team succeeds with their assault and our attempt to cross the 4th underworld border. We're going to focus on the latter, so we're counting on you to back up Karok's team, Shion. Sorry, but I cannot help you. Firstly, you still haven't made it through the 3rd underworld border, which would normally make it completely impossible for you to act freely. I'm only allowing you to do that here as a favor to Fujimaru. Second, Daybit the Cryptor has already made it through here, so I have no right to touch him. Wait, who's she talking to? Oh, this is, I think, Kadok's group, I think. And third, I still have to find Dumzit. There's no telling what he might get up to if left to his own devices. Yeah, there you go. So you're saying we have to take down Daybit all on our own, and probably Izcalli too, since he'll most likely be accompanying him. Yes, still I'm not completely heartless. As soon as the Cryptor arrives here, I'll inform you of his route so you can pick a perfect spot to ambush him. Cryptor or not, he's still only human, and even Izcalli's vessel is a human body, not a spirit origin. You should be able to win as long as you go in properly prepared. Good luck. This is Daybit we're talking about. We don't know what he's going to pull out of his sleeve. I don't know. I still feel this whole plan is not really, like, yeah, they might be able to stall them maybe for a minute. I don't think it'll It's been an hour since then. Fujima's group must be in the 7th stratum by now. Good thing we managed to get here before Daybit. I've never been so happy to have access to a big car and a top-tier driver. I still cannot believe how quickly you got us through that jungle. You're telling me. Now remind me if you would. What in the world am I doing in this assault team, Zanlupus? Couldn't you have chosen Manure to drive you instead? Well, you are bragging about your driving skills, so you know. This is not the first time. We've heard this at least 2 or 3 events before as well. Remember, Your Excellency, Lord Manure's wounds still aren't fully healed. If he were to start bleeding from his forehead while driving through the jungle, we would be all dead in no time. You're a racer, so you surely understand the danger of getting sweat in your eyes while driving a dangerous course. Just had to go right for my pride, didn't you? Very well then, who's going to take the navigator's seat? Who can I trust to wipe the sweat off my bro? Why, me, of course. I would be honored to use these big soft rabbit ear pom-poms to gently, delicately wipe the sweat from your forehead, Your Excellency. And I contract you to be my excellent, exclusive navigator for the whole season. Damn it, it's giving me chills just listening to her play him like a fiddle. I guess God has yet to learn his lesson. Hey, if you're gonna wreck your life, I'm not gonna stop you. Can we at least wait till we're back on the surface though? Granska, have you heard from Izcalli yet? Just now, in fact, Lord Daybit is proceeding along the route we expected. Here you go. Cripes, they're moving damn quickly too. We'll never catch them here. Still, it seems your time is finally up, Daybit Semvoid. We're about 20 kilometers from our intercept point. I can get us there quick as a wink. Prepare to eat the dust of my record-breaking lap time. Hang on, I want to shift the intercept point to here. We should wait to ambush them in the middle of the desert. You can get us there in 10 minutes, right? Granska and I will take it from there. I'm going to set up as many explosives and beast traps as possible, so I'll need your merchandise. Of course, just leave it to me. With all these claymores and C2 explosives, not even a rat, no, not so much as a bug, will get past us. I'm more than happy to pay them back for what they did to Chichen Itza with interest. Alright, fasten your seatbelts because I'm about to kick this baby into high gear. Let's go set the perfect trap. Oh no, I think something's gonna happen. I feel like David's just gonna pop out in front of us or something. By the way, Kadok, I noticed you were researching something in the Storm Borders library. Did you find what you were looking for? Yeah, I tracked down a record that I think has to do with David's past. Ooh. You did? Damn it, man. Why didn't you say so sooner? I can't focus on what you're saying while I'm driving. It's no big deal. Knowing this information earlier wouldn't have made any difference. I didn't mention it at the briefing because I knew it would get an and at best. But I guess now is a good time as any to share. Okay, I think it'll definitely not be something like that. David Semvoid, if you've ever wanted to know how he became the maverick of the clock tower, today is your lucky day. There are 3 major factions in the Mages Association. Egypt's Atlas Institute, the North Sea's Wandering Sea, and the biggest one, London's Clock Tower. Hell, it's so big, it's basically synonymous with the association. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. Egypt's Atlas Institute, yeah, we know that. North Sea's Wandering Sea, yeah. And Karok, okay. Sorry, why did I say? And the biggest one, London's Clock Tower. Anyway, the clock tower is divided into 13 departments. Mistil, Colonia, Evocation, Kishud, Chimera, Brishan, Yumina. Oh, Yumina, the oh my god. The witches, yeah. Astromancy, Valalue, Jigmar Marie, Meluestia, Policies, and the newest one established 200 years ago, Norwich. Isn't Norwich like a... Yeah, okay. Chaldea was founded by the Lord of Astromancy, Marsbury Minister, yeah. Naturally, that means most of Chaldea's mages, about 80% of them came from astromancy. The other 20% were scouted. Kirsteria, Team A's leader, was obviously a young astromancy genius. But Daybit, who was said to be just as brilliant as Kirsteria, came from the Brishan department. Oh, okay. Brishan? The department which studies mythology and performs reconstructions. I bet they have a lot of dealings with servants too. Okay, that sounds interesting. Mythology and performs reconstructions. Don't make me laugh. It makes my mustache quiver. What? Do you have something to say, driver? I used to think the same thing at first. I swear this is the whole problem with amateurs. Wait a minute. Listen, servants are familiars with spirit bodies, which puts them under evocation's jurisdiction. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess. Meanwhile, the Clock Tower's dean, who's also the Lord of Brishan, categorized Brishan as the department which studies non-human creatures like angels and demons. Obviously, neither of those have anything to do with mythology or heroes. Angels and demons. Oh. Oh my, if a mustache is quivering bothers you so much, maybe I should shave it off for you. Wait, shouldn't researching angels and demons also involve servants, since they are all mythological phenomena? For example, the divine spirit that served as my own point of reference came from Kojiki, the mistaken Koyanskaya. Wait, what? Kojiki, oh, I'm guessing this is something to do with Koyanskaya's. Like, I'm guessing Tamamu no Mae's, something. Okay, you're mistaken, Koyanskaya. Solonia, Evocation, Astromancy, and Meluastia all deal with mythologies from around the world too. Oh. So, okay. They're considered part of the shared laws and disciplines that humanity has built up upon the course of history. So for mages, the angels and demons that show up in various mythologies are just normal part of life. The Mages Association takes that step further by treating all of human history as a single legend, which it then helps cultivate. The association sees myths as a facet of common knowledge rather than as something worth devoting an entire department to study. Okay, so it's like something normal to them. They're like, oh yeah, this is just part of it, so there's no need to make a department be completely focused on it. The only thing the association would accept as a true legend is something beyond the bounds of that common knowledge. I'd guess Brishashan doesn't deal with matters from Earth, it deals with out-of-place artifacts steeped in unknown laws. Right. The kind found scattered all over Earth since ancient times but never spoke of in any mythology. Even in the Magecraft world, where angels and demons are just a fact of life, there are some that are considered taboo because they're threats to all of humankind. It's Brishashan's job to Brish Sun, discover, study, and store these kind of threats. The other department contribute to humankind in different ways, but Brish Sun is focused on keeping inhuman things away from us. Part of that is because the Lord of Brish Sun is also the Dean of the Clock Tower. No mage born in AD era who knows anything about modern civilization could handle it. What? Indeed, the Dean has a select group of elites that report directly to him. Well, I say elites, but in truth, they're anything but. Okay, so wait, what does he mean by no mage born in the AD era who knows anything about modern civilization could handle it? Then who? What? Any who join can never move up. They're little more than slaves who spend their lives working to understand extraterrestrial threats. Suffice to say, it's not easy to quit that department, which is why we can assume Animesphere recruited Daybit directly, with another lord negotiating personally. I'm sure even the Dean couldn't have denied the request. Right. Actually, Animesphere had nothing to do with it. Oh. They made it sound like he had been banished, but the truth is he left voluntarily. I'm sure Director Marisbury did personally invite him, but it was ultimately his choice to leave Brishan and join Chaldea. I see, so essentially sold himself to Chaldea. I assume you went back over his records before he left Brisbane then? They were in the database, right? Yeah, all 8 years he spent in Brisbane. But there's not a single record of him before that. Oh boy, here we go. There's no mention of him in Brisbane or astromancy. Whenever a new student enrolls in the clock tower, there's always an entry made for them in Miss Steele's database, but there wasn't anything on him in that one either. All we know is that Daybit was a genius who suddenly showed up in the clock tower when he was 10 years old. I might have been able to find out more if Policy's database had been shared with the border. That would never ever happen. Policies is also the clock tower's internal investigations agency. Giving outsiders such sensitive information could lead to all the clock tower scandals becoming public knowledge. Oh my, so that's what you were up to back when you were in policies. Excellency. Oh, he was part of policies. So you held your fellow mages past over their heads in ways that more skirted the law than followed it, am I correct? Yeah, you were saying, Karok? Right, at this point I stopped trying to investigate David's past and started looking through all of Brishan's records. It wasn't easy, since each day's records were individually locked down. Normally I would have never been able to sift through them all on my own. But luckily I knew exactly which year to check, and with Sion's help I eventually found it. There was a file from July 2006 that was just titled Record 5 minutes. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to decrypt the file's contents. Actually, it'd be more accurate to say that the file contained nothing noteworthy at all. But on that same day, a strange and inexplicable accident happened in London and a neighboring college town. That day, every single spell in London suddenly stopped working. Of course, pretty much everyone noticed the abnormality, so it wasn't long before it was fixed. Okay. The mages figured that they must have made a mistake in their spells and decided it wasn't worth reporting. As a result, the incident was never made public. Nobody at the institute was ever held responsible. I'm quite sure I would have recognized this as a major incident if I had been there at that time. Since so many people never knew about it, does that mean it happened in the dead of the night or something? Your Excellency, do kindly shut up. So this record 5 minutes file from Bishan is dated the same as the incident when every spell in London stopped. Yeah. That's right. What happened was an angel relic was exposed in a prep room for one of Bishan's faculty. Angel relic was exposed in a prep room. In real world time, it was only exposed for 0.2 seconds, but that was thought to have been enough to shut down all of Clock Tower's spells. Wow. There's no record of who that room belonged to anywhere. It's gone from every document and from the mind of every person who could have known, so there's just no way to look it up. Wait a minute. My guess is that the only one who might still remember is the Dean. At any rate, whoever caused such incredible damage to every mage in the clock tower, even if only for a moment, became quite literally non-existent. However, records of that incident state that there was a single survivor in the prep room. David? Given the situation, he was almost certainly that teacher's son. He was 10 years old at that time, but he soon went missing as well. A few months later, on the Dean's personal recommendation, a boy genius with no prior record suddenly showed up in Brisbane. Is that why no one has any prior record of him? No, but okay, wait a minute. As you can probably guess, that was Daybit's void, and the records didn't list his actual age, but physically they said he looked about 10 years old. So my take in is this: the boy who lost his father to the angel relic must be Daybit. Yeah, I see. So as a boy, he lost both his father and proof of his lineage. Yeah. Although this angel relic, isn't it one of those dangerous artifacts that will drive you mad just by looking at it? According to one popular theory, those artifacts will vaporize your brain before transmitting a signal to the beings that dropped them off on Earth. Wait a minute. To one popular theory, those artifacts will vaporize your brain before transmitting a signal to the beings that right. Wait, is this related to angel notes? Like, I haven't read it. I've heard a lot of people talk about it and say like, oh, like it's a light novel. Not even a light novel. I think it's like a very like thin, like a, I don't know what it is, like a novel. Yeah. And a lot of people has, like, I know that a lot of people say that that is like the first thing, like the first thing that Nasu made or something like that. Is that related to this? Because they're talking about angel relic. I have never heard of this ever in any other Type Moon work, or maybe I don't know, I just forgot or something, even if they have mentioned it. But that just made me think like, oh, maybe this is related to angel notes, because that's called angel notes and this is angel relic. So that would mean that ever since then Daybit's void has been, I see, now I understand. Daybit's void was omitted because his way of thinking and living never belonged with humanity in the first place. Right. Those were some of the last words Lord Krishna wrote about him, right? So if he's not part of humankind, he must be one of the foreign god subordinates bent on taking over Earth? What? No. What? Sorry, but that's all the time I have to talk. We've reached the intercept point. Wait a minute. What happened here? I don't understand. What conclusion we came to? So wait a minute. Okay, let me read from here again. What happened was an angel relic was exposed in a prep room for one of Britain's faculty. In real world time, it was exposed for 0.2 seconds, but that was thought to have been enough to shut down all the clock tower spell. There's no record of who that room belonged to anywhere. Oh, wait. Okay. Who this room belonged to anywhere. It is gone from every document and from the mind of every person who could have known, so there's no way to look up. Okay, so that person who is supposedly David's like father, like they're assuming, that person's record is gone, so then nobody know who it is, like what happened and all that. So my guess is the only one who still remembers is the Dean. Yeah, at any rate, whoever caused such incredible damage to every mage in the clock tower, even if for a moment, became quite literally non-existent. However, records of that incident state that there was a single survivor. Yeah, given the situation, was most certainly that teacher's son. He was 10 years old at that time, but he soon went missing as well. A few months later, on the dean's personal recommendation, a boy genius with no prior record suddenly showed up in Britain. As you can probably guess, there was Daybit's void. The records did not list his age, but physically it said he looked like 10 years. Okay, my take is this: the boy who lost his father and the angel relic must be Daybit. Yeah, so he lost his father and proof of his lineage, because obviously if the father is gone and there's nobody else there, then there's no record of the lineage as well. He literally became alone, because his father and everything was wiped off of existence. So literally became alone without any kind of prior, like records. Yeah, because that's what it would be. you know, and if your father don't exist to anyone, how would you exist? This is like, you know, like the whole like paradox thing, like, you know, like, oh, if you go back and kill your grandfather, like, how are you alive? That kind of thing. Like, if your father doesn't even exist in anyone's head, how are you here? So that is why people thought like, oh, this little kid has just popped out of nowhere, because, you know, there's no prior like information about his father or his lineage, so it seems like he's just popped out of nowhere. I think that's what they're trying to say here. Although the angel relic isn't okay. Oh god. Although this angel, oh my god, what is happening? Although this angel relic isn't it one of the adventures that Artway will drive you mad by looking at it? Yeah. A kind of popular theory will vaporize your brain before transmitting a signal to the beings that drop them off of the earth. So that would mean, wait, is this why? Oh my god. Is this where the foreign god like got a signal or something? You know, because they, you know, those artifacts will vaporize your brain before transmitting a signal. So it transmitted a signal to the beings that dropped them off on the earth, and that signal was probably intercepted by the foreign god. Also, like, I think I realized, but I'm not 100% sure, I need to double check, when did the bleaching of earth, like, you know, that whole thing happen? Was it in 2006 or a little bit later? I don't remember. Wait a minute. Oh no. No, I cannot find it. Was it sometime like that? I cannot find it currently. Anyways, right. So yeah, there is a possibility it was that signal, which, okay, I don't know. Right. So that would mean that ever since then, Daybit's envoy has been. I see. Now I understand. Daybit's envoy was omitted because his way of thinking and living never belonged with humanity in the first place. Those are some of his last words before Lord Kirsteyer wrote about him, right? So if he's not part of humankind, he must be one of foreign god's subordinates bent on taking over. Wait, I don't understand this part though. Why are they saying he never belonged to humanity? Because he, like, yeah, like, obviously his father's existence was wiped off, but he was still his father's son, wasn't he? So, okay, this part is confusing me now. Ever since then, Daybit's envoy has been. Okay, I don't understand this part, or I'm not clear about it. And that's why Godolph is saying like, oh, maybe he's part of the foreign god subordinates or something. Okay, anyways, you know what? Let's wait. I'm sure they'll explain later in a bit. Maybe when we'll meet Daybit and like finally confront him, we'll get more information. We reached the intercept point. Cut the shadow border's engine and set it to camouflage mode over by those sand dunes. Let's go, Kwanska. I need you to set enough landmines across 500-meter radius to make this place a hell on earth. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. Oh boy, right. Oh, we are back here. So we are currently. Oh no, this is the raid point. Okay. Alright, I'll play this. I'll continue this next video. So yeah, that was it, guys. That was my gameplay for today. So yeah, like, we didn't really have any battle today. I think, yeah, there was no battle. We got a few information. We kind of saw the whole situation with Chichen. We met with Kukulcan again and talked to her, and you know. Now here's the thing with Kukulcan. You know, they were kind of implying that, oh, maybe Kukulcan, it seems like she might have a different idea other than the Malla, because you can see the Malla definitely ordered her to take out Kaldia. but it seems like everyone is thinking she has some other idea. Now this is what I think. I think her gaining a form, like a human form, has made her, like, have kind of changed her. Like, up until now, she was just a non-existent god that everyone, like the concept of god didn't even exist to them. So she was just part of the Malla. But then the proper human history, the people came in, they brought in the stories about gods and goddesses and everything, and the deinos learned that, and deinos started giving like a form to her, which is why Kukulcan just popped out, because that's how everyone perceived her then. And that means like the everything from proper human history, like as we gave her a form, and that kind of, I don't know, like gave her a different part of her, like apart from the Malla. There's something else that like kind of mixed with her, and I think that part is becoming more dominant, as she's gaining more and more humanity. And that is why she probably by the end of it will deflect from the Malla and probably help us out, or something like that. Because Fujiwara here also says like, oh, you're a very bad actor, it seems like you're not really, like you're very bad at playing the bad guy. So that's what I think. Again, I might be wrong, maybe that's not what's going on, something else is happening, but this is at least how I see it. Maybe that form in itself kind of made her into something different. Like, now that she has a form, she's Kukulcan, she became something apart from the Malla, which is becoming more and more dominant as time goes, and something like that. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, that is it. And now we are currently trying to ambush Daybit. I don't think that's going to end well, but you know what, let's wait and see. We got a lot of information about Daybit. I understood most of it, but there was a part, like I said, in the end I don't understand. Like, they're implying like Daybit is something, which is also something, like, I say that I didn't understand, but I have also been feeling this. I think I said this before as well. I've said that it seems like Daybit is not a human, he's something else, and that is also something that they're implying, which I don't know, which I actually, like, logically I don't understand why they're thinking about that, because like they said, he was the dean's son. No, not the dean, sorry, he was that teacher, the one who exposed that angel relic. He was his son, so his father's like records got wiped out. But how does that, like, indicate that he's some otherworldly being? Or that's what they're trying to say, aren't they? Like, I don't understand that part. Like, they said this is what happened. Someone exposed the angel relic, they disappeared, all their existence got wiped out. There was only one survivor, Daybit, who also went missing, and later on, like, he came back, and everyone thinks that he's like 10 years old. They don't know his age, but physically he looked like an 10-year-old then. That's what happened. So for them, Daybit doesn't have any lineage, nothing. So it seems like he just popped out of nowhere. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she's like he had a father and he got, I don't understand that. So that part I was a little bit confused, but again, like I said, I think I'll just have to wait a little bit more. I'm sure they will confront Daybit about this, and we'll get to know Daybit's past. Then it will become properly clear to us, I think. Also, the whole section with the angel relic being exposed, they mentioned how even if it was 0.2 second, that would be enough to wipe out someone's like complete existence and mind before transmitting a signal to the beings that left it off on Earth. So that is why I'm thinking, is this that signal that the foreign got intercepted, and that's why they came here, and that's why all of this is happening? And again, that might be not what's going on at all, but yeah. Either way, I'll end it here. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. This was my gameplay for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video on Lostbelt 7. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.